Good day to all the chillin' news freaks out there and fans. It is good to connect with you again. Um, I want to apologize to everyone sincerely about my absence for a long time. And, you know, there's just things that always happen. Life is just more hectic. If we could look at how life has been the last, I don't know, 20 years, let's say. Let's go back that far. Think about how things were 20 years ago. There was not all this stuff thrown at you every day, now, and actually, I had seen it, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, when I started to realize what's going on now. It's like we're getting a lot of stuff every day coming at us. I mean, there's just so many things. There's TV shows, there's movies nonstop, cable TV, radio, podcasts. It's nonstop, folks. Look around. 24 hours of this. And I thought, maybe what they're trying to do is get us all wired up. Where we're 24 hours, can't do anything. We're just constantly um, distracted by something, by news, by TV, radio, podcast after podcast after podcast. Now, I started to think, I'm only one man. How in tarnation am I supposed to watch every television show that comes out, every movie, and mind you, on hundreds of streaming services, seems like Netflix, Hulu Plus, Paramount, Amazon. Now, just the other day, I was on Amazon Prime, and I thought, oh, this movie looks pretty good. I'm going to watch it. I can't remember which one it was or show. It'll come back to me. I think it was a new movie or something. And it says it's on Amazon Prime, which I have. So then I thought, I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and add this to my list and watch it tonight. I tried to do it, and it says, oh, you need to add this on to your Amazon Prime. Another $10, I think it was, or maybe more than that. I'm like, give me a break. So we have streaming. This is a nutshell what society is now. We have streaming services, plus we add streaming service on top of that. This is a whole other thing, folks. Maybe we'll do another video on it later, because it's getting out of hand. There's no end to it stopping. We're all plugged into the 24-hour wired matrix. But we'll do that later. Right now we're talking about MH370, the new theory. Yeah, I was listening to a scientist. I don't remember. It's a YouTube channel. And she's got interviewing this one fellow about what happened to MH370. And, well, his theory was he went into the whole what happened. I guess he had some kind of new data that he found after maybe 3 years later, after the plane disappeared. So he was looking at this data that no one, I guess, paid attention to. I'm not sure, but it led it to an area that he is, 100% sure It's gotta be here. This plane went down here. What he believes is that the pilot did this, it sounds like. In a nutshell. If any of you are on the YouTube streets, you probably know which video I'm talking about. This looked like a guy, who, he had kind of an accent. I'm not sure what his name was, but he was talking about, and there are folks out there on the YouTube streets, okay, that know every video. I mean, this goes back to what we were talking about, how there's so many shows, how many movies, how many podcasts, how many radio stations, and somebody somehow can watch all that stuff. I mean, I don't know how you keep up with everything. Plus, YouTube streets, okay, on the YouTube street. So, and the folks out there listening, oh, I know who he's talking about. Oh, yeah, that guy and that woman. Yeah, the scientist. I saw the video. All right, well, good. So we can talk about what happened. According to his theory, was that the data points to this section. There was one question asked to him: do you believe the plane could have moved from that section? He says, of course. Yes, it could have floated further down or somewhere else. Is it possible that someone has found this area of this plane? I have my what's that? My pessimistic glasses on. Okay, I don't really think he's narrowed it down, but he seems convinced. So, what does this mean? It means that, well, okay, he thought the pilot did this. The pilot deliberately crashed the plane just by himself. Okay. Somehow he got the co-pilot to leave. He locked him out. Then he turned off the transponder, all the communication. Knew how to fly this plane manually in the dark, I suppose. Oh, he also brought it up to decompress. I think that was already known that the plane flew up high altitude so it could decompress where the passengers were, and they would eventually pass out. And then he manually flew the plane to a specific location where no one would ever find it. And then it crashed into the ocean. Well, if that is a true theory, that means that this pilot must have been awake when the plane crashed. And everyone else was, of course, not alive at that point. Everyone who was outside the cockpit door. That's interesting to me. If someone wants to go through all that, because that would be a long flight, or maybe not. Maybe it's just 30 minutes. Maybe he knew exactly where to ditch it. Between where it took off and that area, and where no one would find it. So it maybe a lot of people say, "Oh no, it's over in the way out there past Australia or whatever in that ocean," but maybe not. Maybe it's just right there, right off the coast of Malaysia or something, right under the nose, because he knew exactly where to crash it where no one could find it. I don't know that ocean, or that little area of water. Uh, Maybe it's called. It might be the South China Sea. Maybe still that area of water between China and it's off of Hong Kong, I think. There's like a gulf there or something, and I'm trying to remember the name. It might be part of the South China Sea, but anyway, I could have sworn. Okay, I could have sworn after this plane crash happened, the first few days after, they were centering, they were focused on that area. Okay, with satellite images. I could have sworn I saw on the news when they were showing the pictures, I saw these white objects in that ocean. Big white objects. Okay, but the news said we can't get to it. I mean, they can't get to it, the rescue team or whoever, because it's far out there. It'll take them a few days to get over there to see what it is. It looked to me, and then they said no, it's probably ocean garbage or whatever or something. Uh, who knows? Or some space junk from the sky. It didn't look to me like that. It looked like it was these big white pieces floating from the satellite image. What happened? Okay, they say a week later, or not even a week later, maybe a few days. They say we got to the area, but that stuff disappeared. It must have sunk. Oh, we can't find it now. I thought that was always very odd to me. Most people probably don't remember that, but I do. I very vividly remember that happening. It was like just right after the plane crashed. I always thought that was very mysterious. That they never commented on it ever again. Just we got there, the rescue team, or the investigation. It might not even been a rescue team, just some investigators. Nothing there. Nothing there. Anyway, very baffling, and that made me think. You know, something about that. You know, you have that feeling, just something doesn't sit right. Well, that did, and it still does. I'm not saying that was a plane. I have no idea. It could have been ocean junk. They said that. They said that a lot in this case. There's because apparently there's a lot of ocean junk out there, or garbage, and of course a lot of space junk too, floating around the Earth. You know, well, we never see that, but um, anyway. But so this is his theory, this new theory that he said that the plane was crashed by this pilot on his own. I don't know. I don't know if he did that. If you want to know more about it, I'd recommend because the Netflix show about the Malaysia 370. That's pretty detailed, pretty well documented stuff about. I think they have like 3 theories. One of them was this theory, actually, that the pilot did this. Uh, I don't think they have him just crashing the plane when he's awake. I think he turned on something to make him pass out, and then the plane crashed on its course. Because would you want to be awake when the plane's crashing? I don't think most people would want to do that. Those He probably had it all figured out. Anyway, guys, this is our video today. I'm so glad to see you guys again. I know it's been a while. It's probably been, since football season? Since we've talked? I know. It's time gets away. Time is too fast today. Well, have we talked about that? Well, that's another video too. Time is too fast. It's crazy. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss the information overload madness in this world we live in. We have a lot to talk about next time, folks. You take it easy. And thanks for tuning in to the Chillin' News. A lot more stuff coming down the pike. So stay tuned.